So the reason why I found Tony's idea interesting, and he just had, I believe at that moment, just a few ideas. I think Gary Gygax, even though that was the last homage he wrote, I think it came up early in his idea cycle. And Eddie Van Halen. And I thought, this is really interesting because what I'm thinking about as I'm talking to a composer is how I'm going to program something. Who am I going to play it for? What type of an audience? How can I mix and match? So a lot of times, again, when you hear a contemporary classical concert, sometimes you hear these pieces that don't necessarily belong together. But when I'm programming something, I'm thinking about the entire narrative. What is it that the audience is going to experience from start to finish? And it seemed like Tony's music could fit into a lot of different narratives, and that's exactly what happened. So the very first piece that I received was the homage to Eddie Van Halen. But the very first concert, I did not play that one. I played Miyazaki and I played Doland. Now, when Tony asked me about it, he was a little apprehensive about this. He actually came to hear me play. This is in Cincinnati. And he said, why didn't you start with a Van Halen? And I told him honestly, because I didn't know what the piano was. And sometimes when you have to program, you have to make sure that you're in a space with an audience and with a piano that can handle the music. And as you've heard with the homage to Eddie Van Halen, it needs a piano that can respond.